And this is gonna be a steel cage lights out match. I don't like the term lights out because it gives me PTSD as somebody that lives in Puerto Rico and lose power 3 times a day. Hi there, my little demons and divas and demonites. Bienvenidos. Welcome back to my channel. ¿Qué es la que hay, mi gente? Estamos activados, estamos encendidos. It is I, Isa, aka the Demon Diva, and I am here to talk about 2024 AEW's All Out. Try to predict what's gonna happen. Maybe we can come back and see how right or how wrong we were, or maybe we'll never look at this video again. But as of right now, we're gonna predict AEW All Out or attempt to. Like this pay per view is 75% predictable, honestly. But we're gonna get into it. But before I do that, if you could please subscribe, please, por favor. Please subscribe, hit the notification bell because I do live watch alongs for Raw, NXT, Dynamite, SmackDown, PLEs. As long as I'm available and my power is working, I go live. So we have a great time here. We built a great watch along community. I'm also been uploading videos not only on the regular channel but for the members only. So if you want to hit join, go ahead and do that because after I record this video, I'm going live over there with a late night with the Demonites. I'm gonna try to watch the strap match between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre because I didn't have time to watch Bash in Berlin. It's a long story, but yeah, I do live streams for channel members only here and there. It's a surprise. I just kind of go live when I feel like. All right, well, let's talk about 2024's All Out. Of course, it is taking place what it has always taken place at the Now Arena in Hoffman. States that shit. It's not Chicago, Illinois, and I will die on that hill. We do have one match on the card that is a pretty long story between Hangman and Swerve. This story has been told for months, and I really love the go home angle that they did on Dynamite. I did say I want to see the quarter hours breakdown, but I did say that they should have not put that angle on an overrun because historically AEW has been losing viewers on the overrun, and I thought that that deserved to be seen by a lot of people because it was probably one of the best things AEW have done, and that is like the whole angle with Hangman burning down Swerve's childhood home. My reaction to that is up in the channel if you haven't seen it, but let's go ahead and take a look at this card. I don't think anything has been announced for the 0 hour, which is AEW's pre-show. But let's get into this here. First of all, we have a car driving by that's making a lot of fucking noises. Bayamón, Puerto Rico. Hey. All right. So first of all, we have the AEW Tag Team Championships. This match was just made on the Go Home episode of Dynamite, and it is between the Young Bucks, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, against the Blackpool Combat Club, Claudio Castagnoli and Willer Yuta. There's no story, there's no feud. I feel like we're just adding the Young Bucks onto the card, and for that, I'm gonna say that the Young Bucks retain. I just don't see them losing. In the Blackpool Combat Club, they just won the trios title at All In. I just don't see them double belting them right now. So what? Okay, so I'm sorry. I'm just looking at this Continental Championship match, and it says Okada versus question mark versus question mark versus question mark. I'm recording this at a late night on Thursday, and I still believe Okada's retaining regardless of who is the question mark going to be. I'm assuming there's going to have some qualifying matches on Rampage and Collision. I'm still not watching it, but I do believe Okada is retaining. I don't think they're going to beat Okada that easily. We have Mercedes Moné versus Shida. Camille will be banned from ringside, but I also do not see Mercedes Moné losing her championship. I don't think any titles change hands on this pay-per-view. I don't. Anyways, but that's beyond the point. This is so easy to predict. MJF versus Daniel Garcia. Man, I think MJF is gonna win. And I feel really bad because I mean, outside of Daniel Garcia kind of screwing MJF at All In, which he didn't need to because I believe that Osprey can beat MJF clean. He didn't need that assist. MJF has kind of just make Daniel Garcia look like a wimp, like a pussy. Like he just like lifting bloody up on All In or All Out Go Home Dynamite. So why do I need to believe that Daniel Garcia win? That would probably be the biggest shock and the one thing that they could do to get away with it, but I don't see it happen. I'm gonna say MJF. I'm gonna say MJF. Continuing on, now I'm excited for this one because I do think they have a long-term story going. And this is a Chicago street fight between the CMLL Women's Champion, Will Nightingale, and Chris Statlander. And man, I feel like this one could go either way. Willow kind of lost to Mercedes Monet, and then the turn, and then this story has been told ever since. And Krista Lender hasn't really had any big wins, and she's the one who beat Jade. So I feel like they could both use a big win here. I'm going to say Willow Nightingale. But I will be happy with either one of them winning. The Intercontinental Championship match, we have Will Ospreay versus Pac. I definitely think Will Ospreay wins. He just got this title back. I didn't even think he was gonna lose it to begin with. So getting the title back from NJF at All In, I just don't see Ospreay losing it this soon to Pac. However, and Pac just won those trios championship that I mentioned earlier. However, I do think this could steal the show. This could be the match of the night. On a controversial match because everybody's been talking about how Jack Perry should not be the number one contender. But we do have Bryanson, Danielson, Dragonson, Championson against Jack Boy Two Man Perry. And I said this when they announced Jack Perry. We gotta give a couple of wins to Bryan. So the first couple of people that we might see him go against might not be our choices, our top choices, because they're just gonna be obvious wins for Bryanson, Danielson, Dragonson, Championson. I do think that's a lock. If I have a lock, it's gonna be that Bryan retains. There's no way that Bryan is losing this soon, and to Jack Perry. And of course, the match we all are going to pay the pay-per-view price to see. We have Swerve Strickland versus Adam Page, and this is gonna be a steel cage lights out match. I don't like the term lights out because it gives me PTSD as somebody that lives in Puerto Rico and lose power 3 times a day. But this feud has been intense, and on Wednesday we saw Hangman just go to a place that we didn't think he was going to go. Both of them have been just trying to bring this like different side of themselves on each other, and this story has worked. Hangman did show up to try to screw over Swerve. He told him he's never gonna see the title again. He burned the childhood home, but Swerve is up on Hangman 2-0, which Hangman did point out that there was some kind of shenanigans involved. I'm gonna say Hangman Page here. I think Hangman needs this win. I think it's gonna be bloody. The first time they had a match, I thought it was so incredible that I was like, I don't think I want to see them go at it again, because what are they gonna do? And then they had that Texas death match, and that shit went crazy, and they shut me up. So I'm not gonna say I don't want to see it, because what are they gonna do? Because I know they're gonna prove me wrong one more time. This is the match that I'm excited to see in this pay-per-view. I think it's gonna be a fun thing to watch Saturday night, but there's nothing making me scream, oh my god, I must watch this show outside of this match. And we've seen it twice. I do appreciate that Hangman, the Swerve has won the first 2, and Hangman haven't always been I'm sorry, and it's not as predictable as it's always one win, and then we're gonna do the rubber match. But I do think that Hangman needs the win here, and I also don't see this feud ending. I think these guys, even if they pretend they move on, if and either one of them is in the title picture, I think the other one is gonna try to like screw them over. I think this is a forever feud, and I'm here for it. But this is the match that I want to see, and I think Hangman should walk away with the win. But you can never underestimate. Don't step on the keyboard, bro. You should never underestimate Swerve and what he can do. I mean, we've seen him go to very dark places on his matches against Hangman Adam Page, and he might bring that side out. And when on the Wednesday night show, when Hangman burned the house, the acting from Swerve was so top notch. But my first instinct was like, oh shit, he's gonna kill Hangman for what he did. So if Swerve wins a third time, I wouldn't be shocked because of what Hangman did. But I do think that Hangman has a lot of momentum. I mean, Swerve just lost the world title. I keep questioning my own choice, but I'm going to say Hangman. So my final predictions for AEW All Out are, I was going to say Swerve, Hangman Adam Page, Bryanson, Danielson, Dragonson, Championson, Will Ospreay, Will Nightingale, MJF, Mercedes Moné, Okada, and the Young Bucks. I think the one thing that could be a shocker and could go in a different direction will be that Okada match, because that looks like it's a fatal 4-way, so you could have somebody not necessarily pin Okada and that title changes hands. I just don't see it happening, but that could be the one that shocks us and they go ahead and end up doing a title move. But my predictions is that we're not going to see a title change hands. We're just going to see a very good steel cage match, hopefully to close the show, because that should be the main event. Let me know in the comments your prediction for AEW All Out. Do you feel like it's predictable? What match are you the most excited about? Don't forget, I'm going to be doing a watch along live here on my channel. So subscribe so you can come hang out with us and watch All Out here. Until next time. Adios. Mwah.